Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. There is something better than the pursuit of happiness. To explain, some people could be happy, at least for a while, being high all day while being ministered by sycophants. But contentment is more encompassing, more permanent, and more worthwhile. That's because you could gain contentment doing something that isn't necessarily pleasurable, but whose benefit is worth it. An iconic example is Mother Teresa, who couldn't have been happy amid Calcutta's stench, her ankles ever bitten by scorpions. But according to the definitive biography by Catherine Spink, she lived contentedly, helping countless people, despite, perhaps surprisingly, Mother Teresa's struggle to keep her religious faith. But what about you? How can you take steps toward greater contentment without having to be a saint? First, inventory your current life. What has brought you at least some contentment? It can be your past life, not just current, I guess. Think about your work life, relationships, recreational, and volunteer activities. Do you want to do more of any of those? A special word about relationships. Would the wise one tell you to spend more time or less time with which friends, which family members? And now, project forward. There may well be activities you haven't done yet, but you sense could contribute to your living more contentedly. Here are some examples. First, regarding your work life, should you take on or request to take on a special project that would increase your contentedness? Maybe it's even a big project that, when you're looking back on your life, will make you feel more contented about how you did live your life. For example, a helping professional might decide his or her magnum opus of lessons learned from her professional life. A teacher might assemble a reunion of former students. A scientist could convene a Zoom meeting of the colleagues worldwide that he or she most respects. Now, looking to relationships. Have you shortchanged yourself by accepting poor relationships? Would you live a more contented life if you pruned those and tried to replace them? Where might such improved people be? At the right meetup? At a volunteer opportunity? What course might he or she take? What singles activity might he or she attend? The right relationships can go a long way to further contentment. Now let's talk about out-of-work activities. Start with artistic expression. That needn't require great talent. Many mere mortals have found creative outlet in photography, needlework from knitting to costume making, singing, perhaps in a choir, perhaps just as you're alone in your home, the proverbial shower singer. Write stories, poems, even the great American novel, or screenplay. Or is there someone whose biography you'd like to write, even your own? Let's turn to the other, if you're not going to be quite so active, let's talk about appreciating other people's artistic productions. Many people are content to suffuse their life with more passive involvement in artistic endeavors. That's typically as an audience member and perhaps a donor. But there's a middle ground between artistic creator and artistic observer. Just one example. Become a behind-the-scenes person in a community theater. As someone who has directed plays and been board president of a community theater, I can speak with certitude about the ongoing need for volunteers for stage managing, prop managing, running lights and sound, costumers, scene builders, scene painters, and dressers who help actors make quick costume changes. One step further removed, sell tickets or fundraise for a community theater or any other organization you care to be involved in, artistic or otherwise. Sports. Would your contentment be increased by participating in a competitive or a relaxed recreational sports league? Or if you prefer an individual sport, might you want to go all in on skiing, martial arts, golf, hiking, tennis? Or if you'd like a less physically demanding sport, how about bowling or table tennis? Or as millions of people do, be a fan. Get really into being a fan. Finally, a word about things you might want to do less of. Many people find that the short-term pleasures of, for example, shopping, substance use, promiscuity, and gambling are inimical to ongoing contentment. How about you? Well, as appealing as enshrined as the pursuit of happiness is, contentment may be an even wiser goal. Might any of this little talk's ideas boost your contentment? In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.